Hello everybody, welcome to my apartment slash garage slash office slash casual place. So I finished my bike today. It's done. This is my next motorcycle, first new motorcycle I've ever had. This is gonna be a walk around video. I'm gonna start at the back and go to the front, try to point out everything that's been done to this bike. And yeah, so let's begin. This is a 2018 1290 Super Duke R. I bought this new, actually it's been a couple months. And that's how these things go, like that one. That's my Ninja 650, which you'll see, in the background, and I'll do some comparing because there are some same mods between the bikes. So this is the third bike that I've customized this way. This one, before that was that one, before that was an R6. The R6 looked just like these two. Anyway, let's go to the back here. I bought this new, it's my first new bike, and I've never put so much into a bike before. But I rode it for the first time today, and it was great, and that'll be a different video, but let's start from the back. Okay, so this is a pillion cover. I had it painted to match the bike. I don't know if the original paint was the right color, so I had it painted since I was getting other stuff painted. Something else I had painted were these two rear pieces of plastic because it said 1290 in orange, and one of the goals was, aside from making it match my color scheme, was to eliminate all the orange. There was a lot of orange. I was mostly successful. So this is an integrated turn signal and brake light. I had this smoked because originally it was just clear color, and it doesn't look as good as the original brake light because the LEDs in there and the tint was great, but didn't have integrated lights, which was important to me because I did a fender eliminator, so I got rid of all that stuff. And I have the original bulbs, but I wasn't gonna stick bulbs out of there. This is much, much cleaner. So, let's see, go along the back. The spring, oh yeah. So, the springs in all of these Gen 2 Super Dukes are white, which was okay, but I was like, if I can get it painted red, like my other springs have been, that'd be good. I managed to get it painted, and it looks pretty good, considering that the spring was on here, not on the bike, on this shock when it was painted. They did a pretty good job on that. I put wheel tape on here. Let's see, going along. Here's some orange, okay? Can you see that? That's supposed to be orange, but I took a paint marker to it and it looks okay. I painted it originally, it's a raised surface, so painting it isn't hard. It's hard to miss, it's just kind of hovering right there. But then I took rubbing alcohol, one wipe, whoosh, just wipe the paint right off. Like, okay, so I marked it again, but it's probably gonna come off. Yeah, it's fine. But there is some cheap stuff that worked really well. This is the KTM Power Sports Ergo seat. I have a matching passenger seat, and originally this was orange stitching, and that said KTM in orange, and this was white. If you look closely, you can see it's still kind of orange. That's because that's just a Sharpie. Cheap, it worked. I went over the stitching with a Sharpie and the KTM Power Sports. You didn't know I was orange until I pointed it out, did you? So there's a lot of little things like that. I should probably go the other side because there's some stuff here I want to point out, so. Okay. Right here. I'm trying to avoid doing the exhaust right now, but let's just do it. Here's the exhaust. This is an Austin Racing KT4 DCAT exhaust. So that's this bit right here. I had them coat it for me with a black tip. And this is the original headers, original exhaust system. I had this done for me in acrylic, special paint. So that's all blacked out. And it sounds a lot like my 650. It sounds awesome, like really awesome. Clear clutch cover. Never had one before. I figured I may as well since I'm doing too much on this bike. Frame sliders. It was hard to get these in black because they're like on back border most often. They're only available in orange, but I think they look great. Obviously, I was gonna have some kind of protection on the bike, and that just, I think, matches it really well. Plus, that'll come in handy for something I wanna do later. What else is on here? There's so much stuff on here, I wanna forget. Oh yeah, okay, so right here, you'll see some gaffer's tape. And that is when I pointed out, this is one of those things that's just not obvious, but it's right there. Gaffer's tape here and here. That just covers the gray stickers that had all the bike information on it. There's a lot of gaffer's tape like that, like right here on this reservoir. I can get close. Just a piece of gaffer's tape wrapped around there. It's really quick and easy and super cheap, and it helps to black out things. If you don't like it, just peel it off. It like comes off very easily, but it's also really strong. Gaffer's tape is neat. All right, so moving up here. This is not painted. Took the KTM badge off. You can see that they apparently painted around it and put the badge on. It's very strange, but whatever. You can't really notice it back here with the ride decal and then a vanity decal on this piece of plastic, which was painted. This used to be like this silver gray, along with this one was just like a matte gray. So these two side fairings matching and this one are painted black. So that helps black it out some more. Before I get too far to the front, tank pad. And this sticker is here because it's the only sticker I had that covered up. You can see it's raised right there in that silver bit of it. That says Super Duke underneath it in orange. And that decal, whatever it is like laminated underneath the tank. So I would have to get the tank painted again. Like, it's not worth it. A sticker will do. So that's why that's there. Down here, Denali dual tone sound bomb. That's just a horn. I've had this on every bike ever. It's awesome. We're ready to go with the front. We're ready to go with the front. There's a lot up here, and I'm gonna try to remember everything off the top of my head, but you know, we'll see if I make it. All right, so this is a Driven Racing fuel cap. It's just a quarter turn to open it. It's a lot easier, and of course it's black. This is a gas ram mount that holds the phone. My other bike has the exact same thing. You put the phone in there. This is a wireless charging pad, so when you set the phone on here, it powers up because that runs to a dual battery back here underneath the tail, which can be disconnected and a tender can go in instead. And I do tend my bikes in here. So that's this. Up on the bar, a GoPro mount. My other bike has the same thing. You'll see some gaffer's tape on these reservoirs to kind of black them out really quick. Heated grips, lovely. I used those today. Vortex levers, so the clutch and the gas, the exact same ones I have over there in my Ninja. Same with the mirrors, CRG Aero mirrors. If I had one complaint, it's just that they make the bike a lot wider, depending on how you mount them. That's just the visibility I like. My other bike has the exact same setup, but it looks good and it works great. Bar ends, these are really nice in the way that they have this recession in there so you can fit the mirror in there. And I think it's time to go to the front and make excuses for myself. Look at that headlight. Look at that. Did you notice it at the beginning? Maybe you're gonna notice it now, but look, oh, you gotta see it now. That's a whole bunch of tape. There's a whole bunch of tape on there. And the reason for it is because you'll see inside of there's orange. Inside of this headlight housing are a couple big orange pieces. So unless you'd be able to have someone take this apart and paint them, which I couldn't find anybody, that's the quickest, cheapest solution to cover it. Just putting like a smoke tint on top wouldn't do because it's visible from the back side. It's completely transparent, so there's tape all around. And again, this is something I could just peel off and it'd be fine. It doesn't block the running lights. The running lights still make it through. So as long as the low light and high beam are completely visible, I don't care. It looks a lot better. A couple things I missed / didn't get to. This is a radiator guard down here, and then an engine plate guard. Kind of helps black it out, but more importantly helps protect it because it's the first naked bike I've had. The only bit of orange I was not successful in removing is down here at this bottom of the forks, but I can forgive that. It like kind of is invisible. So here's the whole bike again. I'll walk around it. Dude, I had so much fun today. It was my first day riding it, and I'll be going out again soon because it's 45 and sunny today, and I actually was okay. Like, I have the gear for it, and the heated grips really helped. It sounds great, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. You know, it's finally done. It's ready to get out. And one other thing I want to say, technically it's done. There's one thing I didn't get here yet, and that is it's gonna be a raised acrylic. So it's like a smoke shield that's gonna go, the same one right here. It's gonna kind of hide these edges a little bit, but it's also gonna make this look more complete and intentional. That's the only thing that's missing, otherwise it is done. But there is a next step. It's still new, it's got like 90 miles on it. I'm gonna get it to its first service, gonna get to the break-in period of 640 miles, at which point I'm gonna add some stuff to make this compatible. How do I say this? I want this to be my everything bike. You know, it's fast, it's also comfortable and lazy around town, but it's also fast. But I also want to be able to tour with this thing. So I have a few things already. I got a better seat, heated grips. I'm gonna put highway pegs down here. It's got cruise control. I'm going to, when it's getting serviced, get a windshield mount put on here, and I'm going to get mounts put in here. They're gonna be very, very subtle and small. They're just bolts, because KTM makes a bike-specific saddlebag kit. So when it's time to go on a long trip, I can click the windshield on, fold these pegs down, and then click those saddlebags in there. So boom, you know, it's trying to make this as complete as possible, but being centered on this. I've been wanting this bike for months now, and I've had it for like 2 months while parts are getting painted and moved around, and here it is finally. That's it, and man, if it doesn't look good in the apartment. Anyway, so that's a walk around. Hopefully I got everything. If you have questions, go ahead and ask them in the comments. I'll try to answer what I can. I think I'll have, not all, but some of the parts that I used in the description if you're curious. So thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you later. Bye.